We got an update. Remember, we brought you a story about Black men kicked off of an American airline flight because somebody complained about their body odor. Well, they just got paid. Let me remind you of the interview they did. Here it is.
As I got my things and walked to the front of the plane and made a left to the jet bridge, I noticed that there was 7 other Black men. And that kind of was like, okay, what's happening here?
For plaintiffs Emmanuel Jean Joseph, Alvin Jackson, and Xavier Veal, Flight 832 was a connection. They'd taken an earlier flight from Los Angeles without issue.
It was just Black men. So I started freaking out. I pulled out my phone to record everything.
At any point, did somebody from American say to any of you that you had an offensive odor?
No.
The lawsuit claims over the course of about an hour, the men were kept in the jetway and then moved to the gate area where they were told they'd be rebooked on another flight to New York later that day, and alleges an American employee indicated the complaint about offensive body odor had come from a white male flight attendant. A gate agent seen in the video at one point seems to agree race was a factor in the men getting pulled off the flight.
Just because of the color of my skin. Okay. Okay.
I do not disagree.
Put up the picture full mask. American Airlines. Again. But this time, settlement has taken place in a viral video from January. Alvin Jackson, Emmanuel Jean Joseph, and Xavier Veal, and 5 other Black men were seen being walked off an American Airlines flight. Their lawsuit claimed their travel from Phoenix to John F. Kennedy International Airport was halted when a white male flight attendant reported them to have an offensive body odor. Quote, "This is crazy. Y'all just look like 8 Black people off the plane. Yo, I paid for the flight just like everybody else. So we don't have a right to be on this flight, ? Said Veal behind the camera. The flight attendant then ordered the group to exit the jet bridge and ask their questions to the staff in the airport. The lawsuit says the men were held for an hour in the jetway before being escorted back to the gate and advised they would be rebooked to another flight. However, when the gate agents failed to find them another New York-bound flight that day, they were then put back on the same plane. The men, some of whom did not even know each other, filed a lawsuit claiming they were removed from the flight, quote, without any valid reason based solely on their race, end quote. According to CNN's report, American Airlines settled the suit with 3 plaintiffs for undisclosed terms, but, quote, allows all parties to move forward, the airline said. Though American did promise to commit to preventing further discrimination in the future. Quote, "We are very pleased that American Airlines took our complaint seriously, and we hope that this never happens to Black passengers or any other people of color again," said the 3 men, Alvin Jackson, Emmanuel Jean Joseph, and Xavier Veal, in a joint statement. Quote, "Our goal in speaking out has always been to create change. We are proud that we used our voices to make a difference in the lives of Black Americans," end quote. Okay. Well, not an isolated incident. Obviously, we have reported on other instances of alleged discrimination, not only by American Airlines, but others. This one has a finality to it, at least for the 3 Black men who were involved. Sharon, what say you?
3 wise Black men with the theme of the season. Yeah, there'll be other cases. I'm glad they spoke up because when this happens again, it'll give perhaps the next person, the next Black man or woman or person of color, or perhaps an ally who sees it, the ability to speak out. And I don't know why this has to keep happening. I feel like if you were the CEO of American or another airline, this wouldn't happen.
No.
Because you would make it clear what would be expected. It'd be a great place to work. Be great.
That's right. Because it doesn't take rocket science
Yeah.
in order to simply know to do good by people. Have a heart. Don't discriminate. We're going to run an equitable and a company that's principled and has value. It seems as if people make it more complex, Sharon. And, you know, because so many folk have failed us at executive levels, I assume, well, maybe it is something we don't know. But no, that's not it. It's how they choose to govern. It's how they choose to lead, because it comes from their heart.